If you're looking for a way to make your affiliate marketing posts pop more and have a better call to action, or if you're looking to have your navigation on your online course easier to navigate and to understand what your users need to do next, you need to watch this video. Hey guys, I'm John from IncomeMesh.com. My goal online is to help you find the perfect tool for your next project. And in this tutorial, we're going to dive into Thrive Architect and show you how to use the sticky widget or sticky item feature to make your buttons pop, to make your navigation clear, and do a lot of different examples of the sticky widget feature. Okay, let me go ahead and just dive in and show you a couple things we're going to do in this tutorial. So first of all, we have an affiliate marketing example post. It's just a bunch of dummy text, but this button here would be like a very clear call to action to check out this product. And I'm going to show you how to make this stick at the top of your screen so that you don't need to have a bunch of calls to action throughout the content. You don't need to have 100 affiliate links within this post. You can have one or two and simply have it trace along with you. This is not very intrusive to the reader, and it very easily tells them whenever they read, okay, this is the thing that finally sells them. They've got the button right there. They don't need to go and hunt and peck for the next affiliate marketing opportunity. The next example we're going to build here is, let's say we're building an online course or very like a simple template for an online course. And we want to be able to make it very easy for the user to navigate around the course. So let's say, for example, in this one here, we have a couple different modules with some video content, all sorts of great things here on the main area. But you have a sticky sidebar here where you can include as much customization here. You can include anchor links, different ways to navigate around a course, as well as even future calls to action for purchasing other products or taking the next action you desire for your audience. Okay, so a couple of different really useful use cases. The goal here is to simply get your mind thinking about the possibilities and some of the different customization options that you have along with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. And first off, let's build this affiliate marketing example here. What I'm going to do is just use it as a post. So we'll do one example with a post, one example with a page, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've opened up a new post here. We'll just call this affiliate marketing. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and launch the Thrive Architect Builder. Okay, so we have our Thrive Architect opened up. I've already copied some lorem ipsum text, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a text module and paste that in there. So we've got all of our content here. Imagine this is our blog post. We can put an image in just to make it look a little bit more real, like a blog post. And let's grab one here I was playing with. Okay, I'll relay that review that I wrote recently. And so let's say at this point you want to go ahead and introduce your call to action, and we're going to make that follow along with the rest of the blog post. So right here, what I want to do to make this thing sticky and to pop is we want to go ahead and add a background section just below the image here. Okay, so now this is what's going to be our call to action. Let's go ahead and style this a little bit, and let's say we want to make it a blue color. So we'll go to background style here, add a color, and let's make it like a nice blue like that. I don't know, cornflower blue, whatever they call it. And now let's go ahead and make this a 2-column layout. So we'll be able to have some text, like a call to action text here, and a button here. Okay, and I know I'm going to want to do this. I want to make sure that the content is center lined. But before, let me show you why I know I need to do that. I'll put some text here, and let's make that plain text so that gets rid of some of the paragraph styling. And let's put a button over here. So we got text and a button. I'm going to go ahead and do my outside in design, which Thrive teaches you, which means if you want to change the typography everywhere, go ahead and change it on the outermost area. So we'll go here to typography, and we'll make this white. So now all the text inside that background section will be white. And I'll also bold it. So now it's bold text here. Okay, so right now this does not look very good. We have to do some styling to make this look how we want it to. So the first thing, I want to make sure this lines up in the center of the background section. So I'll go to the columns, which will select the columns here. And under main options, I have the ability to set the vertical position to centered. So by doing that, boom, automatically this looks a lot better, but it's not quite there yet for me. What I want to do is I want to make sure that this looks good on any screen size. And right now, on desktop, it looks okay. If I go to tablet, it looks okay. But if I go to mobile, I don't like that this is left aligned and this is center aligned. What I'd rather do is make it center aligned throughout. So I'll click the text. I'll make it center aligned. All right, looking better. I think this is too much padding. There's just too much going on here. So let's go ahead and I think the padding's coming from the button. So you click on the button and you can look at its layout and position. And you can see here we've got 20 pixels of padding on the top, 20 pixels of padding on the bottom. We don't need that. We'll take that down to 0, and that tightens it up quite nicely, but you still see it's not all the way up there. So you can use our breadcrumbs and see where the additional padding is coming from. Okay, so there's no padding being added by the column. Let's go up one more level. You've also got 15 pixels of padding being added to the top and bottom from the actual overall columns container. So if you wanted to make it totally fixed, you could go to 0, 0, and that would make it go right up there to the edge there. I don't think that's a very good look personally. I like having a little bit of padding. So I'll Control Z twice and bring that back, and I'm happy with this overall design. We can take a look at this text here, and maybe we want to say, oh goodness, that's just a little bit too small. We can come to the main options, increase the size here, and give it some actual content. So check out this product. And you can say, buy now, or whatever the case might be. And we can do some simple styling here. Let's just change the master color to save some time. And we'll go to an orange and blue. I love it. All right, so now we have our, I think this is a good design. This is going to work for us. We want to have this stick to the top of the page as the user is scrolling down. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we want to choose what it is we want to stick. So let me show you what not to do. You don't want to pick this button and make this button sticky. So let me show you what not to do first, and so that'll kind of show you how to think about this. Okay, so we have this button, and we can come here to scroll behavior. And under scroll behavior, you have the option to make it static, which is just, it's going to stay right where it belongs, like it is. Or you can go to sticky. And then you can choose what devices to make it sticky on. And even if you want to offset it from the top of the screen, you can do that. And for how long do you want it to be sticky? Saying sticky a lot, aren't I? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what this does and why this is not the right way to do it. I'll save this and I'll go ahead and preview it. Okay, so here's our preview. We have our content, our nice little button here, and our call to action. So as I scroll down, the button is sticky. That's what I told it to do, but the rest of the container is not. That is not a very effective looking affiliate marketing post. So let's go ahead and fix that. So what we're gonna do is go into the button here, make that static, and we want to choose the outermost container. So the button, the column, the two columns, and finally the background section is everything. And now we can make this background section sticky. And we can make it go till the end of the page, which we'll do for this example, which makes a lot of sense for affiliate marketing posts. We'll show you a different sticky until setting in a different area. Okay, so now we can also choose, do you want this to be sticky on just tablet and mobile, on only your phone, or for affiliate marketing posts, I'd recommend all devices, because if you make it kind of indiscreet and not annoying, like I think this is a pretty attractive, not annoying button here, that's just for fun. Let's round these corners. All right. So I think this is not going to bother anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and save and exit, and let's take a look at our final design here. Okay, so we have our post, and then as you scroll down, this sticks right to the top of the screen. It covers the content here. It looks very nice. Okay, so that is our first example. Now on the second example, we're going to do something with a sidebar and show you how making a floating sidebar can be really effective for your navigation for your users. Okay, let's go ahead and do that now. So what we're going to do is make a new page. Okay, and we'll call this sidebar example, and we'll launch Thrive Architect. So now here within Thrive Architect, we have the theme built-in sidebar. So what I want to do is just find a template that's going to work for me. And to do that, I'm going to go over here to my template library, and I'll search for, let's say we want to make a course. And so we'll select a course here, and we'll take a look at some of this content here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this video lesson. I'll choose that template. Okay, and now it's pulled up this entire template here, which is a very simple one, but what I like about it is it's full width. It'll give us a nice area to create a sidebar and some additional content. So let's first go ahead and build a background section down here. So what I want to kind of effectively create is we've got focus on the video lesson here, but then I want to have additional content down below with a navigation sidebar. Okay, that's kind of the look we're going to go for here. So I'm pulling in my background section. I don't want it to cover the entire width. I want to go and make this maybe like a 1080 pixel section, so I've got a good amount of content and space there. Now let's give it a little bit of padding on each side so I've got some room to work. Okay, so now I've got some content here. What I want to do is create a column and do like a 2/3, 1/3 is nice. That'll give us the majority to be content and 1/3 to be navigation. So here we go. We have our content in our sidebar. Let's do the same thing just for this example and create that lorem ipsum text here. So I have my lorem ipsum copied. I'll go ahead and paste it here. And now I've got all this content, a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, Looking good so far. Let me go and hide myself since it's going to get a little bit busy. And now on this sidebar, you can do really whatever you want to do, but the first thing I want you to do is go ahead and just add a content box. So now we have a content box here, and this is going to represent everything we want to kind of stick along the side of the page, and I'll show you why that's important in just a moment. So let's go ahead and let's say we want to have a table of contents, and we're going to do that with a list. We'll do like a styled list here. Or you know what, let's do something even more easy for us. Let's get rid of the styled list and simply add in the table of contents menu here. So we'll add this in, and I'm going to kind of not worry about the styling here. Things are looking like New Times Roman, looks very Windows 1995, but I'm not going to go through and change all the different global colors here. You guys can, that one's a topic for another day. Okay, so we have our quick navigation here, and let's also say we want to have maybe a call to action button that's going to tell them the next step to do when they're done with the course. Okay, so let's go through our styled lists, or our styled buttons. So we have our styled box here. That's the word I was looking for. And let's just find a styled box. It'll be kind of a nice little wrap up of the course. Let's go with, let's just do a small little classy box. We'll pull that classy box in, and then we'll add a button into it, which will be like a, where to go next type of thing. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's take a look at that content box we have built out here. So this content box covers everything. Let's just quickly give it a white background that kind of just tells us we have a little section that's supposed to be all together. I want to give it a little bit of padding on the inside, so I'll hold down my control button and slide this over to about 10 pixels of padding, 10.5 pixels of padding. That looks quite nice. And let's just give it a shadow. Oops. Let's do borders. Where are you? There you are, shadow. Give it an outside shadow. Okay, so now we have our navigation button, our navigation arrow. I kind of like it. And what we want to do here, quickly, let's just add some header texts into this post so we can kind of see how this all comes together. Section 1. Let's make this another header 2. Section 2. Again, we're not worrying too much about the styling here. Section 3. Just want to give us something to work with. Okay, so I've added in 3 different headers. So if I click on this, I'll be able to see those headers show up on my quick navigation, and they'll automatically do the anchor linking for me. Okay, so let's just take a look at what we've built so far. We'll save and exit this. Okay, so we have our main lesson, and then if we have a whole bunch of content down below, we can navigate to it easily by clicking on the quick navigation, which is very nice, right? The challenge is, once you do this, it's stuck. So now's when the sticky comes in, when the sticky scroll animation comes in. So we'll go back to Edit with Architect. And now we want to go ahead and select this entire box here. So we're going to go to the content box. And now this is everything we want to stick as we scroll. So we'll go to Scroll Behavior, go to Sticky, and let's say we want this to stick only on desktop and mobile. So we'll click on the phone to remove that one. So now this will stick on desktop and tablet, because this will look kind of like this on tablet mode. Okay, so now we have that. Now I want it to be sticky, and I don't want it to be exactly on the top of the screen. I want to give it some padding here. So let's say we want to give it, let's say 15 pixels of padding from the top of the screen. And let's take a look at what we've created here. All right, so we have our main lesson as we scroll through. This navigation area sticks to the right side of the screen. I mean, this looks really good, looks really professional. And not only that, but if, let's say we're down here, but then there's something from section 1 we missed, easily click up and head back to section 1. This honestly could be used for pillar posts if you're blogging and you have a 20,000 word article. You can have this stick around with you and help your readers get around super, super easily, which I think is a really great use of this tool. Okay, so what else can we do with this? How else can we make this even more advanced and kind of useful for our audience? Well, let's say, for example, we have a certain section of the page where we want this to not follow. Like as you see right now, this is following us all the way down until our scroll bar is at the bottom of the page, but we don't have to have it that way. So what I want to do is create a kind of a break. I'll make a break right here which will be kind of the end of the page. Maybe you have your comments put in there with Thrive comments or whatever else you want to do, but we want to have this kind of stop at that point. Let's go ahead and show you how to do that. So I'll go into Edit with Thrive Architect one more time. All right, and we have our content here. So as we scroll down, let's say, I think it was right here, we wanted to go ahead and end the course. So let's go ahead and say, we'll add an H3. What did you think? Let's just make this kind of a little break here. And let's add in some comments. I'll go to my widgets and add in comments, and I'll drag Thrive comments in, which will now pull up the comments area. You know, it's pretty normal when you're on blog posts, when you get to the comments area, all the stuff that might have been sticking around with you, that will end and it will not follow along. So we're going to replicate that idea in this example here. And let me just, I'll leave this down here just so that it would make sense to have this normally, but I'll leave this checked just so you can see how the scrolling behavior changes. Okay, so now we have our area. What I want to do is I want to take, let's go ahead and take this Thrive comments. So now what I want to do is make sure that I have a specific section where I'm going to tell the content to stop scrolling to. Okay, so I'm actually going to take another text box and drag this above the Thrive comments. And I'm going to just take this content, the what do you think, and I'll put that in here. And I'll show you why I'm doing that right now. So I'm doing that because I want to come over here to HTML attributes, and we need to give it an ID. So I'll just call this one stop, because this is where I'm telling myself to stop scrolling the content with me. So I'll call this stop here. And lastly, I want to go ahead and head up to this content box. And under scroll behavior, we'll be able to change this. It's going to be sticky not until the end of the page, but until it reaches another element. And so here we're just going to go ahead and also type in stop. I think that was lowercase. If I type stop here, what should happen once we save and exit is it'll scroll down until I get to the comments, and then it will stop. All right, so here we go. We have our page here. It's going to scroll with me. But as soon as it hits that area, which is the stop ID, it's going to stop scrolling with me, and it's going to come back and end the page. Isn't that professional looking? So remember, in doing all of this, the only plugin we're using is Thrive Architect. We don't need to pull a Thrive Leads in or anything else really fancy to do this effect, but what you get is the ability to bring in kind of like a hello bar or a promo bar that comes in at the top of your page. You can do navigation widgets. You can do different calls to actions along the way. You can do a ton of different things using this one little feature of the sticky elements on the page. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you want to learn more about Thrive or start with Thrive, go ahead and go to incomemesh.com/architect. That will be my affiliate link that'll take you to Thrive Architect, and you can also check out the entire membership while you're there, which is what I personally subscribe to. And I recommend to everybody who wants to start an online business and they want to go to one-stop shop to get everything they need for their WordPress-based website. All right. Again, guys, I'm John from incomemesh.com. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to like and subscribe this video and hit the notification bell, because I'm starting to go live on Fridays to build out full sales funnels with you, kind of like this, you and me live, where you can ask any questions you have, and I also make them available to very fancy subscribers. So go ahead and click on the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.